Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about adding integers and learning the rules for adding integers with the same signs and different signs. So the first rule we're going to talk about is what happens when we're adding numbers with the same sign. So if the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. So an example of that would be if we had two positives. So a positive plus a positive is going to equal a positive. Likewise, if you have a negative plus a negative, your answer is going to be negative. If the signs are different, then you are going to subtract and take the sign of the number with the greater absolute value. So your answer will depend on the absolute value of the numbers, whichever you have more of. So your answer could be positive, negative, or 0. So positive plus negative, potential answers could be positive, negative, 0. Negative plus positive, same thing. Potential answers could be positive, negative, or 0. So let's take a look. So we have, for our first example, negative 5 plus 8. So for this one, we have different signs. We have a negative plus a positive, so we are going to subtract our answers. So 8 minus 5 gives me 3. And then I'm going to look at the absolute value of each number. So the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. The absolute value of positive 8 is 8, so my answer is going to be positive 3 because the absolute value of positive 8 is greater than the absolute value of negative 5. So my answer would just be 3. For number 2, we have two numbers that have the same sign, so negative 4 plus negative 3. A negative plus a negative equals a negative. So we're just going to add them together and we would get an answer of negative 7. For number 3, once again, we have two different signs. So 7 plus negative 9, I'm going to subtract the two numbers. So 9 minus 7 gives me a difference of 2. And then I need to look at my absolute value. So I have the absolute value of 7 and the absolute value of negative 9. The absolute value of negative 9 is greater than the absolute value of 7. So therefore, my answer would be negative 2. All right, number 4, you are going to take these two numbers, and so since they are both negative, we're just going to add them together. So negative 10 plus negative 21 is going to give me an answer of negative 31. Negative plus a negative equals a negative. I will do a couple more problems with you guys, and then I'm going to let you finish this up on your own. So for this one, we have negative 56 plus positive 8. We have different signs, a negative plus a positive. So I am going to subtract my numbers. I have 56 minus 8, which gives me an answer of 48. And then I think about my absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 56, absolute value of 8, absolute value of negative 56 is greater than the absolute value of 8, so therefore my answer would be negative. So I have negative 48 as an answer. So we'll skip across and just do number 9. I'm just going to work my way across. 14 plus 9, we should know how to do that. It's a positive plus a positive, so my answer should be positive. So my answer for this one, just normal addition, 23. All right, last one, and then you guys can finish this up. So we have 17 plus negative 8. Your answer can be determined through subtraction. So 17 minus 8 gives me 9. And then think about that absolute value. We have the absolute value of 17 and the absolute value of negative 8. The absolute value of 17 is greater than the absolute value of negative 8, so your answer would be positive 9. All right, so I want you to continue working on these problems. As part of your notes, this is just practice. And then we will talk about this more in class tomorrow. Make sure that you note any questions, and we will see you all tomorrow.